Okay, everybody, time for an update here on the rabbits. As you can see, I'm hastily erecting a temporary T-post fence with some 2x4 wire just to get me through tonight, tomorrow, to where they'll be a little bit safer before I can go get the posts and get a good permanent fence stuck in the ground. I'm just working with what I had on hand. Because obviously I don't want to get in the car and go to Tractor Supply and leave them here with these dogs on the loose. I don't know if they're still on the loose or not, but I'm not going to take a chance because that just would be stupid. So I'm making do with what I got on hand. I went ahead and set the cages, you can see, on cinder blocks. I got them too high. Still got plenty of room underneath to keep it clean. And I took the T-post that the cage was hanging from and used them to make my four corners of this temporary cage set up. I've still got to, obviously it's really loose, I still got to tie the wire off. But it is up. They're all doing good. Even the two that were attacked. You know, Milkmaid got the worst of it. Both her back legs were pretty good and bloody. But her and the other one have just been sitting in the nest box the entire time. That's where they feel safe. They've been eating, they've been drinking water. They have not moved from that nest box. They've shifted positions a couple times, but they have not moved. And that's not really a big deal because most of them are in the nest box and not really moving because it is kind of hot. But there is a good breeze. It's about 100 degrees here, so it's doing pretty good. One thing I have noticed that I do like about the concrete blocks, they seem to be kind of cool. You can see Zah, she likes laying on the concrete blocks for some strange reason. I've got the water bottles in the cooling platform, but she likes those cinder blocks for some reason, which is fine with me. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the two that got wounded. Hopefully they're okay. It looks like they just got some hide yanked off of them, fur and whatever skin that came with it. It wasn't a lot of blood, it was just bloody on the spot. I mean, there wasn't any blood dripping or anything like that. So it's pretty much like somebody just grabbed a handful of your hair and snatched it out of your head and left some raw skin there. So I'm just gonna let them chill. I'm not gonna stress them out anymore today. I'm not gonna pull them out and try to look them over or anything. I've been petting them, they've calmed down a lot, so I'm not gonna stress them anymore. I mean, they went through enough this morning. Update on the dogs. As you can see, I was kind of anxious to try out my toy, but you know, here's the thing. I'm 99% sure they're some of the hunting dogs from my neighbor back in the back that got loose because they were both collared and they had the ID collars on, you know, the thick hunting collars. And I don't know what breed they were. They were a little bit bigger than a beagle, but it looked a whole lot like a terrier. I mean, they looked like a straight up rabbit dog or a squirrel dog. And they were fast. I mean, they were really fast. Luckily for me, I was in the basement, you know, just a few feet away. Well, probably 40 yards away. And I heard the screams, the rabbit screams. And if you've never heard a rabbit scream, I didn't even know they could, but it legitimately sounds like a child. I mean, it's like, it's a freaky, weird screaming noise. I mean, they were freaking out. And I come running out here and the dogs just took off. I mean, the only weapon I had on me was my pocket knife, but hey, I was going to make do with what I had. But they took off. But here's the thing. I was really, really upset and planned on going hunting. But, I mean, I can't be mad at the dogs. I mean, they're just doing what they were trained to do. They're just, I mean, instincts. That's what dogs do, especially hunting dogs. So I can't be mad at them. Who I can be mad at is, number one, me. Number two would be the owner for letting them get loose. So the dogs are going to get a pass. The owner's going to get a pass. If I see them in my yard again, I'm going to have words with the owner. If I see them again after that, I'm putting them down. Bottom line. But I can't be mad at the dogs for just doing what they do. That's what they were trained to do. The person I'm mad at is myself because I had this fencing wire on hand. And I kept putting this off because I've had the rabbits for about 6 months and I've never seen a dog in the yard anywhere. And I got comfortable and I kind of put it on the back burner, and I put the shelves in the basement on priority, and I had other priorities instead of getting this temporary fence put up. I wanted to do it one time and do it right, you know, and build the pole barn and then fence it in real nice, you know, instead of having to do a fence, take it down, then do a real nice one. But, you know, lesson learned, better safe than sorry. So the person who's really at fault here with this entire situation today is me. Initially, I didn't feel that way because I was pissed. But, you know, time to think. When you're digging holes and sinking T-posts into the ground in 100-degree heat and redoing rabbit cages and all this stuff, you get time to think, and you know, cooler heads prevail. So I'm not going to catch a charge. I'm not going to go hunting for these dogs. They were just doing what comes natural. So today, or for the rest of the day, I'm going to just try to get this fence secured up as tight as I can get it. And then plan on tomorrow when class gets out, getting some supplies and doing a better job of it. But I'll definitely sleep with one ear open. But we'll see what happens. I got my fingers crossed. I get this fence up. They could potentially dig under it. I may try to find some logs and bricks and stuff and line the bottom of it, but hopefully that won't be an issue. Like I said, I've never seen dogs in the yard before. Hopefully they just got loose. I haven't seen them back today, so hopefully they got loose and he caught them and put them back in their pen. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? I'm going to get off here and finish getting this fence set up. If I have enough energy left, I may go live tonight and just chat and talk and, you know, whatever. But I don't know. We'll see. I've got an early day tomorrow. But all the babies are good. All the rabbits are still alive. Obviously, these two ladies are a little bit traumatized and sore. But it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a whole lot worse. I could have been at the store. I could have been at school. I could have been in the house instead of in the basement with the door open where I could hear them. So, yeah, it could have been a lot worse. So I'm going to count my blessings, and the dogs are going to get a pass. It was my fault. I should have had this fence up months ago. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Hey, guys, welcome back. This will be probably the last part of this video. The fencing's coming along good. You know, I had it laying around, so I've got it secured on three corners now. I just got to get that back side secured. And I'm going to go out here in the woods and drag up some logs and lay them along the bottom to help stop the digging under. And then I'll get into it and really beat this thing up tomorrow. But yeah, you know, previously on this video, you know, I said that I'm not mad at the dogs. This is my fault. And it's true. You know, I should have had this thing done months ago. I got lazy and complacent because here's the messed up part about it. The very dogs that tried to eat two of my rabbits are the very dogs that have been keeping my rabbits safe, that have allowed me to get complacent for the last 6 months. There are a couple of the hunting dogs that my neighbor back there in the woods raises. That's why I've never seen any coyotes, foxes, coons, or anything in my yard. I mean, those dogs keep all the predators away. I mean, it's insane. I could throw a steak out here in the backyard and it would be there the next morning. I mean, I don't have any predators at all. Which is the irony, is that the two dogs that have been keeping my rabbits safe tried to eat them this morning because they got loose. You know, I'm just glad that I was more worried about taking care of the rabbits and getting this fence up and getting these cages set secure than I was about hunting the dogs down. And honestly, that was my first opinion, was to grab my crossbow. Oh, you see it right there, was to grab my crossbow and head off through the woods and go and take care of some dogs, because I was upset and I was mad and it was the heat of the moment. You know, a few hours later, time to think, you know, sinking T-posts and pulling wire and carrying cinder blocks in 100-degree heat. It kind of sucks the anger right out of you, which is good. You know, hard work kind of clears the mind a little bit. And I'm not mad at the dogs. I'm not going after the dogs. I'm not even going to go talk to the owner. People make mistakes. I'm sure he felt upset. I'm sure he was happy to get his dogs back. You know what I mean? And for the last 6 months, those dogs, I mean, you know what? It sucks that some of the fur got yanked out of my rabbit's feet and they're in pain. That really sucks. But, you know, I'm going to have to issue the dogs a pass. They're just doing what dogs do. They're doing what they've been trained to do. And all the good that they've done for my property for the last 6 to 8 months since I've been here, you know, it sucks, but I'm gonna give them a pass. I'm not even gonna go talk to the owner unless it happens again. But you know, I'll deal with that if it happens. But by then, you know, if I see them, it won't be because they're getting at my rabbits. It'll be because they're just running through the yard, because they're not going to be able to get at the rabbits anymore. I'm going to beat this fence up real good. I'm going to get their pole barn, shed, rabbit building, whatever you want to call it, built, and take it a little bit more seriously. Like I said, I'm the one to blame. I've had this fencing wire here on the ground. You guys have seen it in my garden update videos when I come out of the basement. You've seen it on the videos laying there on the ground for months. So the only one to blame here is me. Plain and simple. Not the dogs, just me having too many projects and you know, not prioritizing correctly. Lesson learned, it will not happen again. This stuff's getting squared away as we speak. By the time I go to bed tonight, this thing will be completely fenced in. The bottom will be blocked off to prevent digging. And you know, but I haven't seen or heard the dogs since, so I'm pretty sure when I scared them off and they ran home, he put them back in whatever kind of pen he has. So you know, it is what it is. It sucks, but it's also lucky that I happened to be in the basement and I heard them screaming. You know, if I'd have been in the house or at the store or at school, you know, there's no telling what would have happened. It would have been bad. I don't think they would have ever get a hold of the rabbits. They could have scared them to death and nipped at them until they died, or, you know, got a good bite. But I mean, their teeth can't get through that wire. So it is what it is. Yeah, lesson learned. I appreciate all the kind comments from the first part of this video. It was really, and the funny part was, this video that you're hearing right now, the first part that I recorded, not this part that I'm doing right now, but the first part of the second part, I recorded like 2 hours ago. And I was saying that I wasn't mad at the dogs, it was my fault. And I get a lot of comments that were actually kind of leaning towards that way about threatening dogs. And you know what? When you're mad, you say things. It doesn't mean you're going to do it. When you're angry, you say things. It is what it is. But no, the dogs are good. I'm not mad at the dogs at all. And it'd be different if, you know, they got a hold to the rabbits and killed them, but they didn't. Then I would probably, you know, it would take a lot more calming down. But it is what it is. Lesson learned. We'll move forward and make it better. Talk to you guys later.